Florida and Georgia. The faces. The emotions. And oh, the memories.
Appleby to Washington. Touchdown! Touchdown!
He's about to break Herschel Walker's record. We may have 15 hankies in the air on this one.
Kick is up, and it is good! Oh, my! Touchdown, George Pickens! Oh, my! What a marvelous run! Oh, my! Stokes, he's going to take it to the house!
Touchdown to Kyle Pitts.
Zeus.
Touchdown!
Touchdown, Gators!
Touchdown, Texas Bennett!
And with that, we bring you to TIAA Banks Field in Jacksonville, Florida. The annual border rivalry between the Florida Gators and the Georgia Bulldogs, both ranked in the top 10. The world's largest outdoor social distancing get-together is what we've got today in Jacksonville.
There you go.
But still, we'll have about 18,000 fans in here to watch these two teams play for either the 98th or 99th time. They can't even agree on that part. But what we do agree on a perennial basis, it seems that the top two teams are Georgia and Florida for so many years. That's the same story again today. And welcome to Jacksonville, everybody. I'm Brad Nessler. My partners, Gary Danielson and Jamie Erdahl. You look at the top of the standings, you know that you win this game. You've got the driver's seat to the east and a trip to Atlanta for the SEC championship game. And Gary, they've been playing this thing since 1915. And I don't know if it's the year 2020 or whatever, but the stakes are high, and it seems like the anxiety is kind of high today.
It's always a great game. It's always a physical game. But this year, I think both teams look ahead of them. It's a schedule. They won't lose games. The winner of this game is going to be in Atlanta.
Well, Georgia has won 3 straight, but they got their hands full today because they face a Florida offense averaging 42 points a game.
Really is. This year, the offense and the quarterback position belongs to Florida, and they've got an offense with 3 key players. Let's start with the quarterback, Kyle Trask. He waited for his opportunity, and was he ready when he got it? 4 straight games of 4 touchdowns or more. There's a lot of good quarterback play going on in the league and around the country, Ness. No one's playing better than this guy. And today, he's going to use the weapons he has in front of him. Kadarius Toney is one of them. He has emerged. They lost 4 receivers from last year's team that are in the NFL, but Toney has replaced them very well. He is a weapon. And back, the tight end. Maybe the biggest mismatch in all of college football is Kyle Trask. I don't know if they can stop him. They just need to slow that Kyle Pitts down.
The Kyle to Kyle connection, that's been the big part. Georgia can hang their helmets on having the top defense in the SEC, but they're banged up.
They really are, and you know they're going to lean on that defense to help an inexperienced quarterback. Look at it right there. They got a couple of guys that are usually run stoppers that might be important in a lot of games, but I think Richard LeCounte is the big loss in this football game. Nevertheless, they're still loaded on defense at all 3 levels. They're going to affect the quarterback from that defensive line position. They've got to put pressure on Kyle Trask. Their linebackers are great blitzers and make things happen. And the secondary, they've got 4 and 5 stars across the board. And they all are going to have to step up and help their young quarterback. He struggled a little bit lately. The last 6 quarters have not been good. I got to believe he's dying to get out and play this football game.
It's a dream for him even to be starting in this game. Can he play better than he has the last couple of weeks? Georgia hopes so. Here come the Gators. Here comes Georgia. Kickoff next. The Home Depot SEC on CBS is sponsored by Mercedes-Benz, USAA, Taco Bell, and by the Home Depot. Florida, number 5, Georgia. And before we head to the kick, we head to the 3rd member of our team, Jamie Erdahl. Jamie.
Next man up never meant so much, Brad, than to the Georgia defense today. You mentioned the onslaught of injuries they've suffered over the last week. Maybe most surprising was the news that veteran defensive back, Richard LeCounte, was involved in a car accident Saturday night in Athens, returning from a game, maybe one of the best in his career, being named SEC Defensive Player of the Week. LeCounte was driving a motorcycle dirt bike. He was struck by 2 cars, hospitalized in Athens until Tuesday night. He was released. He was been on the campus back at Georgia receiving treatment the rest of the week. I spoke with Kirby Smart when he arrived at the stadium. I asked, is LeCounte going to return this season? He said, we're hopeful. However, his timeline is 4 to 5 weeks. Most seriously, he's dealing with bruising in that rib and lung area. I did exchange messages with Richard LeCounte today. He said he's feeling good. He's at home in Riceboro, Georgia. He'll return to the team in Athens tomorrow, but he messaged the guys he's excited to see what they can do today.
Thanks, Jamie. One of my favorite players, Richard, and we hope you get better fast, pal, and get back out on the field. Kirby Smart hasn't lost to Dan Mullen so far. Florida won the toss and deferred, so Georgia will have the football first. 70 degrees, a little bit of a breeze. Perfect day for football, though, in Jacksonville. A little sticky, but that's to be expected. We'll call it the 99th meeting. The reason I said it's neither 98 or 99, they can't agree on whether or not the 1915 game counted. Georgia won that 37-0. That's why Florida doesn't really like to count that one. But Georgia leads the series. They've won 3 straights. This has been the home to this series in Jacksonville since 1933.
Well, we will see if Georgia can handle the loss of a key defensive player in the secondary as well as Florida did a week ago when they had 3 players out and stepped up big. So it is like Jamie said, next man up. Sometimes you got to take over.
Guy that also didn't play last week, Evan McPherson tees it up. Kearis Jackson drops back deep for Georgia. And Stetson Bennett, the 4th, warming up on the sideline as Georgia will get the football first. Who's going to win the East? Whoever wins this one's got the inside track. And Georgia will work from the 25-yard line. So enter Stetson Bennett, the 4th. Played so well early, and then from about halftime of the Alabama game that we did until now, things have been a little bit shaky here.
It has, and you know, in that second half against Alabama, he did have to do a little bit too much, especially against a good Alabama team on the road. I've seen a lot of quarterbacks struggle, but if they keep it within the game plan, I think he'll be okay. When he gets out of it, he starts doing a bunch of stuff, he struggles.
Might want to lean on Zamir White, who came.
That'd be the plan.
Yeah, career high 136 on the ground. He does not start in the backfield, however. Kendall Milton's in there. Georgia's got 3 tight ends. And they do have Zamir in there, too, so a full house backfield. And here is Zamir White. And Zamir White down the sideline might have a touchdown of 75 yards. Georgia leads 6-0. Whoa, what a way to start things off.
Well, somebody has to get from Florida on the outside of the formation and turn it back in, and nobody did. Right here, I think the safety, Brad Stewart, number 2, has to get outside, turned in by the corner, but that's too far out, too big of a gash. A nice shift, and give that formation change when they shifted, as Brad said, with 3 tight ends. Florida wasn't ready for it. Todd Monken with a great scheme for a start of a football game.
Wow. Career-long run for Zamir White, 75-yard touchdown.
All right, so if you're right here, you're the safety or you're the corner, somebody has to get outside of that to help for the rest of the defense. Moon gets turned in, Brad Stewart gets caught in traffic, and Zamir White is off to the races.
And what did Todd Grantham tell us yesterday? Moon and Cox have to set the edges, and they didn't set the edge very well.
I think the formation confused Moon, though. He had 3 tight ends, and he goes, okay, which one do you want me to set, Coach? Because I haven't seen this one before.
Our AT&T 5G pylon cam shows you Zamir White just trotting in behind. And here's another look from the blimp.
I bet he's going to cut in right there. Yeah, he did. You know, sometimes you give it to great blocking. Sometimes it's a play goal. Sometimes you just scheme it up, and you got the right scheme going, and you got to give that one to the coaching staff for Georgia.
So
they had something in the bag, and they were ready.
On the first play that lasted All of 12 seconds for the guy they call Zeus right there. Zamir White, his 7th rushing touchdown. And as I mentioned, by far the longest of his Georgia career.
It's always funny. You come into these games and go, okay, third down. Third down's the game. Third down's the game. Maybe it's first down.
Maybe first, yeah. Maybe the first play. Jake Camarda to kick off for Georgia. And Florida now will work, trailing by a touchdown in the opening 12 seconds from their 25-yard line. And that means Kyle Trask, who we talked about just a couple of minutes ago. Impressive numbers, 18 touchdown passes in the first 4 games, which is an SEC record. And here's the rest of the lineup that joins him. Now you worry about Pitts, you worry about Kadarius Toney, and don't forget about this guy. If you try to double team on one side, he's not too shabby either, Trayvon Grimes.
Well, the last 2 years, Dan Mullen has started with a flea flicker and a slant to Pitts. Let's see what he deals up this time.
A handoff and a 3-yard pickup for Dameon Pierce. Set the defense for you for the Georgia Bulldogs, the #1 defense in the conference. Jalen Carter in there for Jordan Davis. And on the back end, the guy that's got to take Richard LeCounte's spot and call a lot of the signals is Chris Smith. Second down, a long 6. Kyle Trask flushed out of the pocket. On the run, can't find anybody, tries to go short, and it's incomplete. Nice coverage by Mark Webb. He just couldn't find anybody open.
Well, Jacob Copeland was number 15, the Florida receiver in that area, and he turned around and looked and said, was he grabbing me or not? And the official said he was not. So third down, and third down has been a problem for the Gators in this game. The last 2 years, first of all, they've only had 18 attempts in 2 years, and they're only 6 for 18. Yep. They can't keep the ball.
You see their last 3 meetings, 28%. They've got to get 6.5 here with Trask in empty backfield. Georgia with a stunt up front. The pass is broken up, knocked away by Lewis Cine. Cine, who was a little banged up coming out of the Kentucky game, and he makes a big play on third down.
And Dan Lanning, the defensive coordinator for Georgia, even though it's a 3-man line, he dials a 5-man blitz, bringing 2 inside backers. Really good coverage of the outside of that play. That's a matchup that Georgia would like. Cine on a running back. No real worries for Cine on that play.
Jacob Finn to punt for Florida. Kearis Jackson waits back around the 20 for Georgia. Not a good punt unless he gets a good roll, and he might. On the bounce, Jackson takes it at the 30. Broke 1 tackle, got about 6 on the return.
Jackson is really good at that, saving yards on those short punts.
Yep. Well, Georgia will have excellent field position to start things off. Zamir White started this one off with a bang, a 75-yard bang. 7-0 Georgia, and the Dogs on offense when we come back.
Want more stats? Just ask Siri. Who leads college football in interceptions?
A 7-0 lead for Georgia early. Stream CBS Sports HQ, the completely free and always on sports news network. For highlights, breaking news, and expert picks, download the CBS Sports app on your phone or connected TV to watch today. So Georgia with a touchdown lead, and their second possession starts at their own 39-yard line.
And when does Monk and the play caller say, all right, I'm going to play action you and show that we can throw deep as well?
Zamir White switches sides with Stetson Bennett in the Georgia backfield. High snap on the rollout. It's a keeper all the way for Bennett. He's got good wheels, and he's got about 12 yards in the Georgia first down.
How do you get your quarterback comfortable? Well, one way is a 75-yard touchdown run. The second way is give him the ball. Let him run a little bit. So right now you can tell that this Florida defense is off balance.
Let him get a little lather up as you look at the Gator defense. Brenton Cox, a former Georgia player. He's been waiting 1.5 years for an opportunity to play in the Florida orange and blue. He's got his chance now. But his defense is back in their own territory at the 49 with a Georgia first down. Zamir White hit at the line of scrimmage. Nice job that time to bring him down. No gain. Florida, remember, because of the altercation last week with Missouri, Zach Carter suspended for the first half today, as is Powell. They'll be back at halftime. Dan Mullen lost a pretty good amount of change last week for that skirmish that started at halftime and then continued basically throughout the second half. They gave Zamir White a yard. 2nd down and 9.
5-man front here with Moon and Cox at the defensive end spot.
James Cook out of the backfield makes the grab, and Cook's got a first down before he's run out of bounds at the 35-yard line. He's becoming a weapon as a receiver big time.
Sure is. A little bit of everything. Brenton Cox had an opportunity to bat this ball down coming off the right side. See number 1 right there? He gets upfield, but this time Bennett avoids the pass broken up and gets a positive play, another first down.
Getting your quarterback comfortable. Like you said, lather him up with a run. He gets a nice pass there for a first down as he settles in, and Georgia settles in at the Gator 35. Bennett out to Milton, and that one's broken up, incomplete. Nice job by Brad Stewart.
So far it's been quick throws when he's having an opportunity. No hands up in his face, and just well defended by Florida. It had to be too perfect of a pass.
Yep. Stewart led Florida in tackles last week in the win over Missouri. Nice pass break up there, forces 2nd down and 10.
Here's that 5-man front again for the Gators. 3 inside with the 2 edge rushers.
James Cook straight up the middle. Got about 3. Stetson Bennett, who was not expected to be the starting quarterback. I'm sure all of you know the story. Fast start, and then the last 6 quarters, things have not gone so well.
There's a good timeout by Dan Mullen right there. They were going to get a 5-yard penalty. They had 12 men on the field, and Mullen saw it. They did not get their last player off the field, and he saved it.
So we'll see Georgia with a 3rd and 7 after this timeout. We'll be right back. Now it's time to do Project Smarter, presented by the Home Depot, Gary.
You know how these coaches stay in the offices till midnight? This is the stuff they work on. 3 tight ends, 1, 2, 3, and watch the tackle. Salyer pull around. He's really got nobody to block out there. He said, Coach told me there'd be somebody there. There was nobody there.
And Zamir White smartly goes 75 yards for the touchdown. 3rd down and 7 following the Florida timeout. Bennett down the middle. On the run, DeMarcus Rosemy St. John, and he's got the touchdown. Hurt at the end, I think.
Maybe the receiver and the quarterback took one. It was a late disguised safety blitz. He was free for Florida, but he didn't get there. He was so deep on the play, he never got there. That was the breakdown. Coming from the backside, right in, too late to get there from the slot. Free run at the quarterback, Bennett, but Rosemary Jack Saint for the touchdown.
And that did not look good at the end of that at all. And I don't think we want to show this more than one more time. It's a touchdown. And right there, things are not going in the right direction.
No. Worked so hard to get an opportunity. Marcus getting an opportunity to make a big play, and
Rosalie Jack Saint, a freshman, true freshman out of Florida, Pompano Beach.
Been getting a little bit more playing time, especially with the injury to Pickens, and I think that's a touchdown. That ball's across the line when his knee hit the ground.
And way more importantly is what happened at the end of that play, and you can see training staffs out there from both teams. The stretcher immediately comes out. It's going to be an air cast put on that ankle, and oh man, we'll take a timeout. And again, the concern around Marcus Rosalie Jack Saint, the freshman, injured on the play. We're not going to show any more replays of the end of that play, but we do have Gene Steratore with us, and Gene, we're just going to do it without replays. You saw enough of it, in your opinion. The call on the field was Georgia touchdown. What do you think, Gene?
The ruling on the field
It's really
was a
tight,
touchdown.
Brad.
The previous play is under review.
Yeah, they will look at this. It's really tight. His right shin appears to be down just before the nose of the football breaks the goal line, but it is very tight.
I can't believe that the look on his face. He's a tough dude, man, after that landing in the end zone. And there's a good look at him, and you saw him now being taken to the Georgia locker room, and I'm sure to a local hospital from that point on.
Well, if you're a Georgia football team, Kirby has to do a good job. The team was obviously ready to play. They've scored 2 touchdowns. Maybe not. Maybe they're just short of the goal line. But now they've seen one of their fellow players, you know, like that. They saw it, you know, and it's on the replay boards here, by the way. Yeah. Even though we're not showing it, the team on the sideline can see the play. It's still being shown locally here.
Jamie?
You said looking at Marcus's face, one tough dude as he got carted off. Well, he was looking at that replay and he pointed right at it and said, "That's a touchdown, man."
The ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
Indeed it is.
You know, Gene, I'm just going to say one thing is in this type of thing, and I know the injury doesn't count, but tie kind of goes to the runner here, doesn't it? I mean, it's so close, and it was called a touchdown. Wide open on the play. Florida tries to zone blitz, and the free rusher gets there just too late. It was a big hit on Bennett as well.
Podlesny in for the point after. Up and good. Georgia has run 7 plays, and they lead Florida 14-0.
Yeah, he took one right on that shoulder when he threw that ball. You could see it. He winced after he got up. Now, how good is it?
Trying to work it out a little bit. And they're going to check him as well. As you see one more look at the hit after he delivered the pass.
And Ness, you never know about these. Okay, some of them it's a sting and it goes away, and then I've had some where it just keeps getting worse. You know, and then all of a sudden you can't really lift your arm up. He playing the guitar a little bit for the touchdown. Exactly.
The strings were a little tight on that.
That's right.
Banjo.
And sometimes it just doesn't get better, you know. And you don't know at first. You go, okay, it'll loosen up. It'll loosen up. I'm not coming out of the game, and it doesn't. So Florida on the 3rd down again comes back to haunt them. 4 out of the 5 touchdown passes that Jake Fromm threw against these guys were on 3rd down, and Bennett comes back and gives them one this year for good measure.
Florida's had the ball 3 snaps and a punt. Georgia just over 3 minutes into the game with a 14-point lead. And they'll bring it out to the 25. Tomorrow, it's an NFL on CBS doubleheader. Early games, you see. Ravens and Colts. Jim, Tony, and Tracy will have the Steelers and Cowboys at 4:25. All starts with JB and the guys on the NFL Today at noon Eastern. Tomorrow on CBS.
Now, it's the 3rd straight year that Florida's fallen behind in this game. It was 10-0 the last 2 years, and now 14-0 against a really good defense. We'll see. Not going to be easy.
3 plays, 3 yards. Down 14. Trask. Deep sideline toss. Got his man, but he dropped it. Incomplete.
And that's a great fight right there by Mark Webb. Sometimes you're going to get beat, and we saw it last week with Stingley. Keep fighting. The ball was dropped on this one, but Webb kept going with the play. Trask's going to take one of those hits. That time it was inside Malik Herring. And that's what I would kind of underline if I'm Georgia. Remember, Dan got so upset with that hit on Kyle Trask.
Right.
The best way to help the pass defense, keep hitting the other quarterback legally, but keep hitting him.
Trask is 0 for 3. 2nd and 10. They'll keep it on the ground this time. Pierce reverses his field. Nice run. 1st down out across the 35.
Yeah, busted play right here. Defended well by the Georgia defense. Turned back, and
Sky just opened up.
It did. Pierce goes, nothing. And this is just an athletic play. Helped by Trask a little bit right there with the block.
It looked like there were shadows and sunshine. It just went away in a hurry. A downpour in Jacksonville. But the first down for the Gators. Gators usually like wet weather. At least the real Gators. We'll see if Florida Gators do On a first down at the 35. Pierce again. Cuts it outside. Nice run. 6-yard pickup. Florida doesn't run for a lot of yardage overall, but per carry, they do a nice job on the ground.
Yeah, but it can't be as bad as it was last year. As you look at a good shot of the rain right there. Last year, it was pathetic. This year, they got to at least help out the passing game, especially as Ness pointed out, the rain here. It's not easy to throw into the wind and into the rain.
Last year, they had 21 yards on 19 carries.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's not good. There's their national ranking, though, coming in. High-powered offense, playing in a downpour. Going to be a rainbow somewhere because the sun is trying to come back out while the rain drops. So does Kyle Trask. And the throw's on the money. Down the sideline, Zipper. And a big play for the Gators.
Well, this time with Kyle Pitts over there, he gets a lot of attention, and then you just slip it out. Oh, kind of just pushed right off right there. Got away with one. Ran right through the defensive scene that time and down the sideline. Big play.
39 yards.
Yeah, points here, even holding on the ball, is big for the Gators. Get this into a comfortable, kind of a regular game for them now.
Right. Right on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line.
So look at this. 3 receivers over there and only 1 Georgia defender. Now they shift over to another one.
Trask looks that way, throws short, kind of a slow toss out there to Whittemore.
So we talked to Coach Kirby Smart as you look down on the rainbow right
Told
there.
you
That's
there'd be
pretty
one
cool.
someplace.
Yeah. And we asked about LeCount not being out there, who makes the calls, and he said, I'm comfortable with Christopher Smith. He does a good job of it. We're going to miss LeCount the way athletically, but he thinks that number 29 Smith will be able to handle the adjustments.
It was an interesting conversation, really.
Yeah.
When you consider LeCount's considered an All-American. Physically, LeCount, he said, is better than Smith, but Smith's a smart guy, and he can make the calls. 2nd down and 9. Pierce does a nice job to make the first guy miss. Scene had a hand on him. He's brought down after a nice pickup, and Florida's going hurry up here.
They're hurrying up for an important 3rd and 4 here.
Need to get to the 10-yard line to try to keep this drive moving.
It keeps the defense on the field at Georgia. They're not able to substitute their dime packages. That's what they're trying to do for Florida right here. Let's see if it works for them.
Pitts is up to the top of your screen on 3rd down and 4. Trask in trouble. Lofts one across the middle. Got it on the run. Got it to Shorter for the touchdown. Justin Shorter scores for the Gators.
So interesting, when I told you they opened up the game last year with the slant to Pitts. This is the same exact formation. They're going to motion away from Pitts to run the slant, but this time Kyle Trask says, no, I think you're waiting for it. I'm coming back the other direction and making the throw to Shorter.
Shorter's 2nd touchdown of the year, and certainly one the Gators needed. McPherson in for the point after. Snaps a little high. They got the hold down, and the kick is up and good.
Ness, all the way from the start there, Florida looked like they were going to go fast. They kept the Georgia defense out there. Then they slowed down and made the right call for the big conversion and touchdown.
(14-7). Florida with a big answer after Georgia led by 2 touchdowns.
All right, we're talking about communication in the secondary. Look at the late shift out of here. Georgia is a bit confused, and when Florida crisscrosses, Webb is late on the play. No one really covers Shorter, but Florida's still fortunate to get it off because Malik Herring almost knocks the ball out of Kyle Trask's hand. Watch this. Knocks it out, and Trask doesn't even have the laces, jumps up, and makes the touchdown throw.
Boy, that was a heads-up play by the quarterback. His 19th touchdown pass of the year.
And one more thing about that drive. That was 7 plays for 75 yards. 3 of them running plays. 3 good running plays by Florida. That is good news for the Florida offense.
Damian Pierce with those runs. So McPherson to kick. Kearis Jackson about a half-yard deep, and Kearis Jackson into Florida territory all the way out. Let's see where they mark it at about the 43-yard line.
Well, I hope television showed how Jackson saw the hole and accelerated right there. You know, a lot of times those kickoff guys are looking for something coming right at you. He starts out, and then right about there, he goes, oh, and he splits it and almost takes it.
57-yard kickoff return for Kearis Jackson.
Yeah, he's in his big stride right there. Those are long strides, and he thinks he can go all the way on that one.
Got a gator down way back at the 27-yard line. With 8-11, we don't need to see too much more of this, do we?
No, no.
Dameon Pierce trying to shake off the injury on that kickoff coverage as he got tangled up right there and actually got hit by his own guy.
Yeah, I think it was Rashad Torrance on the 22 that hit him.
Meanwhile, Georgia's back in Florida territory after a great kickoff return by Kearis Jackson at the 44. Here's number 4, James Cook, for about 3. You know, that tackle was made by Justin Shorter, the wide receiver, on the special teams, or it would have been a touchdown on a kick return.
Yeah, that's pretty good back-to-back plays, huh? Score 6 and save 6.
Exactly. The first 2 possessions for Georgia, you can't even draw it up like that in a dream. 94 rushing yards already, and 75 of that was Zamir White on the opening snap of the ball game. Second down at 7. Bennett fires incomplete. Nice job defensively. Jalen Johnson was the intended receiver. And now we'll start to watch Bennett. He's still working that arm, Gary.
Yes,
even
he is.
After he throws, he's kind of still loosening it up or trying
been there. You go, just keep me out there, coach. And it's one of the things that you can always go, let me keep throwing, coach, so I can keep it warm. And go, we weren't going to let you throw anyway, Gary, you know. So keep it warm on your own.
He's still rubbing that thing underneath his pads, too.
I think he felt it when he actually cut that ball loose that time. Now remember, one of the reasons he's in there is he manages the whole offense, all the checkoffs, getting him in the right formation. So he's an important player besides throwing the ball.
And now he's going to have to cover the ball if he can. They came with an all-out blitz. And it's 4th down.
Yeah, but he just drops the snap here. This was a good snap. We've seen bad snaps, but this was a perfect snap, and he's fortunate he's able to get it before he was tackled by Dunlap.
And he didn't need to take another hit.
No,
either,
he didn't, but you got to get the ball.
Yeah, right. That time he goes down head first. Jake Camarda will come out to punt. So what started as a drive in Florida territory ends with a 2 or 3 yard loss before they have to kick. Top punter in the SEC, Camarda. This one's going to make it to the end zone.
You never know. You kick one of those end over end, you think it's going to back up, hits the wrong way, topples forward.
Florida gets it back as they'll come out to the 20-yard line. Gives us a chance to remind you, Thursday, new season of Young Sheldon's underway, and there's a lot happening in the Cooper family. Gather the family together for a new episode this Thursday night at 8/7 Central on CBS. Talk about a lot happening. We got a lot happening here in Jacksonville, and we've only made it through the midway point of the first quarter.
Well, one of the things you know in modern college football, you see it every Saturday. You've been seeing it for the last couple of years. If you got a quarterback, you're never out of a game.
And this one's pretty good. More than pretty good. Fakes the handoff to Davis. Goes right back to him over the middle. Malik Davis is in there for Pierce, who got hurt on that kick coverage. So the first time Davis touches it, he's got a nice gain.
If you were going to ask me, one of the carryovers of the Steve Spurrier offense to this offense is the ability to get the ball to the running backs. Remember the days with Spurrier where he'd do that play action, check it down to those running backs? That's exactly what Dan has kept in the offense. I wonder if he just calls that Spurrier right, Spurrier left.
They haven't got it in Kadarius Toney's hands yet today. They'll keep it on the ground at Davis. He's got a first down up to the 32 at the 6-minute mark. So Malik Davis comes in for Dameon Pierce, catches one across the middle, and then runs for one on a first down.
You know, without Richard LeCounte, that means that more is going to fall on Monty Rice, number 32, to make the adjustments with the shifts in the motion. Monty is an experienced football player, a good football player, but somebody on the shift in motion game has to change the leverage of the defense.
First down, throw out to Toney. And did his knee go down? I don't know. Monty Rice is going to make the play, though. The guy, Gary, was just talking about, that's not easy to keep that guy down and make the tackle in open space.
Well, he's got a bad foot, and he barely practices. He wears a boot for most of the week, so he doesn't put, any more harm to that foot. But this time he's got a fast guy, and you got a linebacker on one of the most elusive players in college football, and he makes the play. Good defense. You saw Monty on that play. He was shifting the defense, turning around to the secondary, and still did his job.
That's a lot on one play.
That's a lot on one play.
Loss of 4, second down at 14. Trask down the sideline, got it to Davis. First down as he slides into Georgia territory.
You know what you have sometimes? You just have what you call a winning throw. It can be good coverage. You can have the right defense on, but your throw is just better than their defense. And when you put the ball in those positions like that, you can score a lot of points at any level. That's what I say. There's a lot of good quarterbacking going on in the country, but none any better than Kyle Trask. They may tie him, but not better.
A perfect throw, a 22-yard pickup, and now back to the ground and about a 5-yard gain for Naquan Wright in there, the third tailback for Florida.
And Bennett's, did he go to the tent or did he go inside? But you can tell that thing is still bothering him. I think he's going to go into the locker room.
Let's go to Jamie.
He did pop into the tent, guys, but now he is jogging to the locker room. He seems most aggravated by his collarbone, if I had to say anything.
Tony brought down, gain of 1, and a nice play by Tyreek Stevenson. As you see the Georgia starting quarterback still even moving his neck side to side as he heads to the locker room. And that will mean that either JT Daniels or D'Wan Mathis. And Mathis warming up, so is Daniels. Those two guys going to be one of those, it appears, the next time Georgia has the football. Meanwhile, Florida, another drive going, third down at 4 in Georgia territory.
Third down is the big down. Can Florida start winning this down? They've been making 1 out of 3 the last 2 years against this Georgia defense. They need to do better.
They'll keep it on the ground, and they'll get the first down, so they don't run as much as they throw, but they're running effectively right now.
So give this one to that offensive line for Florida. Passing situation, you follow inside Reese. Get in there, good blocking up front against an active defensive line, and Kyle Trask knew it when he got it. He turned around to the bench and went, yes.
Malik Davis back in there at tailback at the Georgia 39. Tony in motion. They fake it to both of them, and now deep on the sideline for Pitts, and he makes a catch. Kyle Pitts, first and goal, Florida.
Okay. Sometimes they're just winning throws, and sometimes they're just guys that are too good for this league. And this guy is a matchup nightmare. Goes up, he's 6'6". He stops and he adjusts the ball. He's got tremendous confidence. And when you're the quarterback, and Kirby had the elevation, but Stevenson did not. If you can see in the background, Kirby did his vertical about 30 inches. But Stevenson in coverage did not.
We got a timeout with 2:25. Kyle Trask trying to get the crowd fired up, and they answer in kind. About 9,000 of them. Each team got about 9,000 tickets for this. I don't think Kirby jumped this high when he was all SEC as a player at Georgia. No way, ever. Trust me. First and goal, Florida, when we come back. Not many teams are perfect in the red zone. Florida is so far. 22 of 22. 17 of those touchdowns. They're looking for another one right here. First and goal at the 5.
And Georgia's not giving up a touchdown, but everybody inside the 20 has scored against them.
The throw to the end zone is broken up. Intended for Copeland, and Eric Stokes got a hand on it.
I will say this. The officials are letting the man coverage players in the secondary be physical. Watch Stokes on Copeland. He's got his hands on him. They're letting him play that. I think that's a pretty good call,
Yep.
to tell you the truth. If you can't do that, I don't know how you can cover. Unless you got that Kirby vertical at the end.
Second down and goal. Damian Pierce is back in there. They fake it to him. Trask is going to try to do it himself, and the big guy goes inside the 3.
It's the quarterback counter Florida and Mississippi State, and Dan Mullen has been running this, but it was with Dak Prescott and Tim Tebow, not Kyle Trask.
Just under 2 minutes to play in the quarter, and we've had a lot of fireworks. 11th play of the drive from the Georgia 2. Pierce straight up the middle. Touchdown Gators. We're an extra point away from a tie game in Jacksonville.
Well, you got to believe that Georgia defense is looking all over. Where's 84? Where's number 1? And all of a sudden, while they're looking around, boom, they're running right at you, and they make the touchdown. Good call. Georgia on defense trying to stop them. Some athletic plays. They haven't been able to do it. Some pass plays. But Florida continues to be willing to run the ball. They have not given up on the running game.
McPherson in for the point after.
You're telling me Florida wouldn't take in the first quarter 9 rushes for 46 yards? That's a huge win for them.
Remember, a team that rushes for more yards than this one has won 14 straight games. Both teams running the ball pretty well. This is Dameon Pierce, his second touchdown rush of the year, and it's tied things up in Jacksonville. Dameon Pierce over there on the sideline saying, "Coach, don't put me in on kick coverage, really. Will you? Give me a break."
What do you got to do to get off special teams?
He might be still coming out there. Didn't have his helmet on, but I think he will join the group. Or he's telling the guy that's going to take his place, here's what you do. Just don't get run over by your own guy.
All right.
Most combined points in the first quarter, and we still got a couple minutes left in the first quarter. Since 42. So 14-point lead for Georgia dissipates in a hurry. Back-to-back touchdowns by the Gators. McPherson's kick. And this time, Kearis Jackson had to let this one go.
So they started out, things are going well for Stetson. He has a couple of runs, but on this touchdown throw, the free safety is running right at him off the slot. He doesn't realize how bad it is at first, but then he says, I got it kind of jammed there. And the more he threw, the more he felt it.
Jamie?
I wanted to add on that, Gary, that you're right. As he stood on the sideline, people started to tend to that injury. It did seem to get worse. He popped into the tent. Like I said, several trainers have come in and out of the locker room now. Stetson, still no sign of him.
And, of course, Georgia fans have been asking for a week and a half. If Bennett doesn't do it, who's next in line? J.T. Daniels or D'Wan Mathis? The question has been answered. Here's Burton on an end around. He's going to lose a yard, maybe 2. So
we've seen that play. We've done 3 Georgia games. This is the 3rd time we've seen this reverse play. One went big. The next one went for about 15 yards, and this one was stopped by the Florida defense. Unbalanced line with the reverse to Burton.
So D'Wan Mathis, who started the season as Georgia's starting quarterback, struggled rather badly against Arkansas, and that brought Stetson Bennett in to take over to save the day there. And now it's D'Wan Mathis at the controls on a 2nd down and 11. Well, try it again. And this time he broke a tackle, still going. It'll be about a yard shy of the 1st down.
Yeah, but I think Brenton Cox is down on the field. Another injury on the field, and it's Cox.
Oh,
a transfer from Georgia.
Actually started the bowl game against Texas a year and a half ago. Had to sit out last year on the transfer. Has been licking his chops to play against his old team, and he just tried to make that tackle and kind of leg whipped himself.
I wonder if his knee came down on that play as he turned upfield for Burton. Apparently not. Good balance.
3rd down and a yard here. Again, Georgia with a backup quarterback in there. Redshirt freshman out of Belleville, Michigan. 3rd and short. They got everybody packed in tight. And now James Cook whistles more before the snap.
The previous play is under review to determine whether the runner's knee was down prior to being tackled.
Yeah, I kind of thought I saw his knee skim against the ground on that play. Maybe even a little bit of that wet turf come up.
There's Burton putting the brakes on. There you go, right there. Huh?
Maybe not, though.
I don't know.
If
so, it's going to be at the 28-yard line.
Remember, it was called a good play. I don't see.
Yeah, I think you called it here.
You could call him down right there. I thought his knee skimmed the grass.
That would be the 28-yard line, which would make it 3rd down at about 7 instead of 3rd and 1.
That's a big difference for a backup quarterback
You're not
being
kidding.
in the game.
Yeah.
On your own, 30-yard line, do you trust a guy, that's coming into the game to throw right here? 3rd and 1 is something you can do anything, but 3rd and 6 or 7, what do you do? It's a big call from replay.
Gene, did you see enough on those replays that we had?
Yeah, Brad, I think that the left knee was fine. It looks like the right knee, though, as he slid and started to move forward, that the right shin, right knee hit the ground at around the 28, as you said.
David Allman is our replay official. James Carter is still taking a look at it down around the 10-yard line.
Yeah, I kind of did think I saw it, but he popped up so fast, so athletically on the play that I wasn't sure, but...
There's the whoop.
I think shin and knee is one thing I've learned a lot from Gene, but one is to look at the shin too, not just the knee.
After review, it was determined that the runner was down at the 28-yard line. It'll be 3rd down from that spot.
And Stetson Bennett grabbing his helmet as he's come out of the Georgia locker room and still working that right arm and shoulder.
Before I'd let him in the game, I'd say, let me see you throw a few here.
Yeah, right.
I mean, whatever happened in there, you might feel good, but I want to see you throw a few before I put you in the game. Throw a few on the sideline for me.
And do you let Dewan Mathis throw one right here?
If it is, it's got to be very safe or very long. I don't think in between I would chance it if it was me calling plays.
It's quick, and it's complete. And Jackson's not going to get the 1st down. Here's Jackson about 2 yards shy. The first.
It was a big tackle by Sean Davis that time. Those one-on-one tackles against good athletes, and Davis made the play. Bubble screen, you got to fight upfield, make that play, and he does.
Davis, one of those guys that did not play last week in the win over Missouri, and as Gary said, great open field tackle on maybe the most dangerous receiver Georgia has at its disposal right now, with George Pickens not having made the trip. Another punt coming up from Jake Camarda. And the quarter might close before Jake hits that one. End of 1. If you expected a low-scoring game, you got the wrong channel. End of 1, 14-14. We'll return to Jacksonville after this message and a word from your local station. Home Depot SEC on CBS as we head into quarter number 2 between 8th-ranked Florida and number 5 Georgia. And Jake Camarda, second straight 3-and-out for Georgia, will punt it away. Kadarius Toney is the guy who'd like to keep it out of the hands of on the other end for Florida. And he has to make the fair catch around the 15-yard line. Welcome back, Brad and Gary. Jamie's down on the field. A lot happening in that first quarter, man.
Georgia, in 10 plays, they're up 14-0.
Right.
Okay, so Florida hangs in there. Kyle Trask was Kyle Trask. He's 8 for 12. It's about what he is. But the running game, a little bit of help. I think that's the difference in the football game.
And we had a Georgia receiver go down to a gruesome injury, a guy that was filling in for George Pickens. That got Georgia the 14-point lead. Gators come right back, score twice, and now they've got the ball back. The tie game.
And we still have question marks about Georgia's quarterback.
Exactly. There's the last 3 possessions. There's a 3-and-out, and then a 7-and-7. Trask throws out to Toney as we check in with Jamie, who's been busy on the injury front.
Yeah, been up the Georgia tunnel most of the first quarter. Stetson Bennett at a dead run out of that tunnel. He's throwing now on the sideline, trying to show he's nodded at everybody who's checked on him as if he wants to return. As you mentioned, Marcus Rosemy, Jack Saint, he is still at the stadium. There was a chance he was going to be ambulanced out, but he is still here. And Jermaine Burton did go to the locker room, another freshman wide receiver. He's back on the field.
Thanks, Jimmy. Here's Damian Pierce, who was shaken up at 1.2, but came back in to score a 2-yard touchdown. The last time he touched it, a 2-yard gain that time, and it's 3rd down for Florida. Started 0 for 3.
90% since for Kyle Trask.
So Georgia always has to find where 84 is.
And he's set up on the right side right now.
Right in the tight end position right there. And go from there.
And then number 1 who goes that way with him, Tony Trask, a little uneasy, but he got it complete to Shorter, who has a touchdown catch. This time he's got a first down.
Excuse me, Brad. He wanted to go to Pitts. But Georgia said, we know you want to go to Pitts. And they covered him. Watch the coverage. They're going to crisscross right in there. One player goes there. And a lot of traffic. 2 Georgia players covering 84.
He did have that big catch to get him down to the 5-yard line. They scored the touchdown after that. First down now at the 27. Davis.
Look at that defense.
That draw didn't scare anybody.
Yep.
Let's go to Adam Zucker, New York studio with a Jeep update. Zucker.
All right, Ness, our old buddy Talia Tagovailoa with a couple of touchdown passes. And then it's Jake Funk going for a 38-yard run right through the Penn State defense. 21-0 Terps. Penn State at risk of starting 0-3.
Wow. What's with that conference? Michigan, IU, the Terps against Penn State.
Watch that Funk kid again.
Yes.
Was it Minnesota last Friday?
Scored like ran for 200 yards.
He was all over the place. Whoa! There's a wicked hit at the line of scrimmage. Logue put it on Malik Davis.
So now we're back to third down as you see that Georgia tries to get their package in. Florida goes fast.
Trask on 3rd and 10, and it is intercepted. Picked off Eric Stokes for Georgia. Coming back the other way, and he's got a convoy. Stokes, touchdown Georgia. A ball intended for Xavier Henderson, and Eric Stokes with his 3rd interception of the year, his 2nd touchdown return of the year.
I don't know if it was who it was intended to, but watch Stokes come off his man. He's on Xavier Henderson. I think he's throwing it to Tony, and he actually goes and picks it off. Sometimes when you go fast, you're not ready. And I didn't think Florida was ready. They didn't have a good read on what Georgia was doing. Trask let it go. He never really saw the defense in front of him.
Extra point is up and good. Georgia strikes again. This time it's their top-ranked defense.
Xavier Henderson took Stokes right into the throwing lane. The true freshman receiver did not know the play, and it came back and bit him.
Eric Stokes had a 30-yard pick 6 against Arkansas. He's got a 36-yard pick 6 against Florida. 21-14. The PBR World Finals kick off this Saturday on CBS Sports Network. Don't miss 4 straight nights of the best riders going head-to-head to prove who's the best in the business. Only on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Georgia and Florida playing to see who's the best in the business in the SEC East, and Georgia has just regained the lead.
Ness, we're going to take one more look at it after the kickoff, unless there's a touchdown here. But there are routes, which is an individual thing. Then there are patterns, which the whole group has to run a pattern. Remember, this was a hurry-up, and Xavier Henderson, a true freshman football player, is on the outside here on a hurry-up play. Watch him bring his man in on the play. And then right at the end of the play, Trask, as he throws it, you could see in his vision he thinks he has a completion, but he does not see Stokes coming in on the play. One other player for Florida was brought in to intercept the pass. That was a bad pattern that caused the interception, and the athletic Stokes takes it and makes Florida pay.
Stokes' 2nd touchdown return for a score, interception return for a score. As you take a look at the AT&T 5G pylon cam, Eric Stokes, a junior out of Covington, Georgia, coming right at you for the score. An injured player on the field. It was Nate McBride on the kick return.
The other part of that, I mean, Florida had, I think they had just converted their last 4 third down plays. So that would have been the bugaboo. Now they're going to go fast. I think they're going to convert another one. All of a sudden it ends up being a pick 6.
Yeah. What a wild start is right. First 3 minutes, 2 Georgia touchdowns, back-to-back scores. After a 3-and-out by Florida, they go for 2 touchdowns, and Georgia takes the lead right back. We still got 12-17 to go in the first half.
And what we talked about in the open is the number of athletic players this Georgia defense has. They're all over the field. You know, you beat them sometimes, but you better do it well because they've got athletes running towards the ball and the quarterback full speed.
Here's a wheel route. Naquan Wright down the sideline for Florida. All the way down to the 25-yard line.
So Naquan Wright comes out of the backfield. He's hot. I think he has Monty Rice covering him one-on-one. Oh, a pick. Rice got picked on the play by the Florida player, the Florida receiver, and never could get back in phase on the play.
A 50-yard pickup from Trask to Naquan Wright, and it's at the 25 of Georgia. Georgia with a blitz. Trask going to the end zone. Pitts, touchdown.
My goodness.
Tyson Campbell was trying to stay with a big fella, but too much.
You want to know how college football has changed? That's how college football has changed. You've got guys that were 6'6" basketball players now playing tight end.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 3. That penalty is declined. The result of the play, touchdown.
Yes, a lot of people have been saying that Kyle Pitts reminds them of Travis Kelce or George Kittle, 2 great all-player tight ends in the NFL. To me, he's not. He reminds me of the Las Vegas Raiders' Darren Waller.
Oh, yeah.
The 6'6", kind of hybrid wide receiver tight end. That's how he plays the game, and that's how difficult he is to cover. I saw a game early in the year where against the Saints, he caught 12 balls for 105.
Well,
a matchup nightmare.
Yeah, we knew this guy was a matchup nightmare just from watching last year and then the first 4 games this year. But
it seems like a 50-50 ball when you throw it, but it's not.
That's about a 95-5 with this guy.
Yes.
A 2-play drive. 75 yards, including 25 to Kyle Pitts. That's his 8th touchdown catch of the year, and we're even again at 21. Next weekend, it'll be an autumn to remember at Augusta for a tradition unlike any other. Join us for live coverage of the Masters at a special time next Saturday at 1 and Sunday morning at 10 here on CBS. That is going to be something else. Both these schools have produced a Masters champion. Bubba Watson won it twice. Tommy Aaron in '73. I played golf with Tommy Aaron one time at, I think it was Lake Lanier golf course, and he was so patient, and I was so bad. I was just so bad.
Did everybody tell you that I've already, you know, let everybody know that I'm not going to any meetings on Saturday because I'm going to be watching the golf.
Zamir Waddick here as Jackson back for Georgia on the upcoming kick from McPherson. Might be returnable. It will be from the goal line. Jackson who had a 57-yarder earlier. Not this time. Harris gets it to about the 17, and that's it. Trevez Johnson made the stop on the special teams. If you're wondering who the quarterback's going to be this time out, we're still waiting. Stetson Bennett's got the helmet on. He's got the team around him, and DeJuan Mathis has his helmet off. So our answer is Stetson Bennett.
So after the Alabama game, the Georgia coaches and even Todd Monken said he got a little bit out over his skis, calling a little bit too much for Stetson Bennett. Now, you know, it's a game, obviously 21-21. He has to be patient, his game plan, and not go away from it and try to do too much and try to match the passing game of Florida.
I got 2 tight ends in there. Let's see if they just hand it off to Milton. Let Stetson Bennett get his legs under it. That'll be the call. And only about a yard as Tadarius Slayton made the tackle. He's 2nd down and 9. Now they change up personnel. Jackson comes in, so does James Cook. And we've got a player down over at the 25-yard line that I didn't see. The Florida Gator player now. We've had too many stoppages in play because of injuries so far in this first half, that's for sure. I think that's Brad Stewart.
I think so. He was didn't seem like he was anywhere near the play.
No, he wasn't. Stewart, a senior out of New Orleans, one of their key figures in their secondary. It's like they're working on his left shoulder. See if we can see what happens on this play. There he is coming up.
Yeah, he was in the middle of the play.
On the tackle.
Yeah, kind of looked like
he backed out of there after he made the hit and kind of recoiled, and that's why he went down so far away from where the play was made. Favoring his left arm or shoulder, and they'll put the tent up over there.
So one of the things I'm thinking now, if I'm Georgia, Todd Grantham, is when they run the shotgun run game, I'm going to let the quarterback, if he wants to try to run, I'm going to play running back. With a hurt shoulder, I'm going to say he's not going to keep it anymore. I'm going to play running back until he proves he's going to keep it.
That running back is James Cook with him right now. Fakes it to him, rips it down the middle, and Kearis Jackson, good throw and catch, first down.
Dentrell Miller thought he had it. This is what you have to do to throw the ball over the middle. When teams play in zone against you, you have to make tough throws. When they get picked off, they don't look good, but when you make the throw, it works really well, and that was a perfect throw from Stetson.
Sets to go again. This time he's going to air it long. Got a man out there, Matt Landers.
Oh, man.
A little bit too far for him.
I thought there was a lot of jostling at the end of it. I don't know if Landers could have got there.
Was it Sean Davis that was hooked up with him?
Yes, it was. A safety out there. Landers is deep. They're fighting. They're hand checking. And he uses his arms to slow him down. If it would have been his feet, I would have said good no call. But I think his hands at the end, he reaches out and grabs.
Ooh.
Could have been called, I think.
This is the first time we've had a split crowd, so you can actually hear some of the noise. Georgia fans didn't like that one, the non-call. Second down and 10. Zamir White. Loss of a yard. Tyree Campbell makes a difference on the interior.
He did.
Our aerial coverage of today's game provided by Goodyear. Some of the folks that have their boats out there, and we don't have to go very far to get to TIAA Bank Field on the banks of St. John River.
Well, Stetson has proved he can throw the ball. His shoulder's fine. Now it comes to that third down situation. Let's see what Todd Grantham dials up here. Does he go to zone and try to bat a ball down? Or does he come after him?
Hasn't had a ball batted down yet, but he's had a lot of that this year so far. He's going to throw on the run here, and it's too high. Intended for Burton. Incomplete. Full down.
You're right. It was good patience. Nice job by Bennett. Work his way up in the pocket. That buys him an extra couple seconds. Protection's okay, but he knows he has to get out of there. And when he comes up, he finds the open player and just lets it sail by.
Yep, he knew it too. He had him open. Would have been a big gainer and a first down. Instead, it's Jake Camarda, Kadarius Toney for Florida, waiting back at the 20. Toney hasn't had a lot of punt returns, but when he can catch one, this will be a fair catch again. He's about good for 15 yards on the return. He has to take this one in around the 18-yard line. So the Gators and the Dogs deadlocked in Jacksonville.
Well, Ness, we were talking about that last drive. We gave Monken credit for scheming up a play, but let's give a little credit to Dan Mullen or Brian Johnson, the quarterback coach. They schemed up a little pick play for Naquan right down the sideline, and they went to their mismatch. Two good plays, perfectly handled, one great call, and then one good thinking. Anytime you get man-to-man on 84, throw him the ball.
Took a ball of 39 seconds for those two plays and a touchdown. There's the numbers on Kyle Trask. He's up to 20 touchdown tosses on the year. He's back looking for more, going deep for more. And he's got it in stride, Malik Davis. Davis all the way down inside the Georgia 45.
Yeah, and I think that was a touchdown-saving tackle that time by Nakobe Dean, number 17. Coming out of the backfield, Dean's the middle linebacker, and they free release right out of the backfield, and he has a tough matchup. Very fortunate to get a toe tackle on that play.
And Dean was shaken up making that tackle. Florida sets up shot quickly at the Georgia 44. There is Tony. He's going to come into the backfield now. Trask pitches in the slot to the right. And it's Tony, a yard or two. Kyle Trask starting to put up big numbers here in the first half again as it rains. And the sky opens up as we test your knowledge with today's Aflac Trivia question.
Aflac.
And here it is. Kyle Trask, one of 3 quarterbacks in SEC history with 4+ touchdown passes in 4 straight games. Who are the other 2? Well, he had 4 in a row coming in. He's got 2 here in the first half, so he's right on his per-game mark. 2nd down and 9. Trask fires deep middle. Oh, my goodness. Pitts didn't make the catch, and we're going to have, it looks like, maybe a targeting call on Seam.
I think it is.
Wow. Both guys are shaken up.
Yes, they are. Yes.
And now we got a little mix-up going on down here.
That's what the rule makers are begging to try to get out of the game. The players don't take those angles for those hits. And that's the way football was played for years and years and years. When you threw over the middle, that's how you stopped it and you discouraged it. But now, that's a tough one.
Yeah, the days of Jack Tatum are long gone.
Right.
Pitts shaken up. Seam doesn't even know where his helmet is right now. I don't
know
think
if he knows where he is right now.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And the officials will have a meeting. Flag is down. Scene goes into the Georgia tent. And Kyle Pitts with Kadarius Toney taking a knee next to him, still on a knee. Here's a call.
Personal foul. Targeting. Defense, number 16. The previous play is under review.
Now remember, with Richard LeCount out, Scene is a key member of that Georgia secondary. So we bring in Gene Steratore. Gene?
Oh, man, that was vicious.
These plays happen so fast, guys, as you well know. And really, if you look at Scene, he's trying to get his shoulder to the side and get a target area that would be legal. And the receiver is going to duck and get ready to absorb the impact. These are really hard plays in real time. I do think he launches enough and has an indicator there to hit that defenseless receiver. But I don't want you guys to think that he's blatantly trying to do something dirty, and I don't think we're implying that. He's trying to get lower than his target, his receiver. And these things happen in such a quick instant, but they are dangerous, not only for the receiver, but for that defender as well.
Here's a call.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Number 16 is disqualified.
So another starter out of Georgia's secondary. He's in the tent, and he is done for the day. And meanwhile, Kyle Pitts got a huge ovation when he got up and walked out on his own power after this collision.
But even if he says, Kyle Pitts, he wants to play more, the doctors for Florida will have to examine him and say, I don't care if you want to play or not.
Yep.
You're going to have to pass some protocols here before we'll let you back out on the field.
So I'm sorry to say both tents are erected here, and we hate to see that anytime during the game, and we've seen it way too much already. There's the elements of targeting.
Yeah, but a defenseless receiver like that, I think it's the responsibility of the defender to make sure you don't put that receiver in a position where he can get hurt, and that time Seed did not do enough to avoid it.
So Florida at the Georgia 28. Damian Pierce got an opening off the left side. Monty Rice closed it at the 25. Scene comes out, and I think his lip is bleeding, and he's wondering if he's got all his teeth right now, but he's heading to the Georgia locker room.
Yes, he doesn't have to leave the field, so you know something else is up. A good pull right here, kick out by this Georgia offensive line, sealed outside, and a knockdown block by Stuart Reese, number 51. Good block.
With Pitts out of there, Kimari Gamble will get more time at tight end.
And he just made a good block on the last play.
2nd down and 6 just inside the Georgia 25. Play action for Trask. Going to a wide open Kimari Gamble. Touchdown, Florida.
So Ness, the conversation we had with Kirby Smart when he said, I'm very confident in the communication of our defense. We shouldn't bust. This is another bust. I mean, one guy goes in motion, For some reason, the Georgia defense can't handle it. They pass it off, and a wide open, you and I could throw that one still.
Man, you worry about number 84. He goes to the sideline, and the guy that takes his spot hauls in the touchdown pass. And Florida is in front for the first time today.
Again, a simple adjustment. One guy in motion. Remember, a year ago it was J.R. Reed. Then it was Richard LeCounte. Today it's Christopher Smith. Whoever it is, they messed it up.
As you look from our pylon cam, Gamble puts the Gators in front by a touchdown.
Adam Zucker in New York coming up on the Geico Halftime Report. BJ, Rick, and I will get you caught up on all of today's action, including Cincinnati making that playoff push behind the great dual threat Desmond Ridder. His second rushing touchdown of the day here for Cincinnati, giving him 7 in the last 3 weeks just on the ground, up 2 touchdowns on Houston. As we go back to Jacksonville, look out!
Florida's taking the lead for the first time now. On Kyle Trask's third touchdown throw, this time to Kamari Gamble. As you see Kyle Pitts, who was shaken up before that touchdown pass, and he's headed to the locker room.
Yeah, that was the throw over the middle. It was defended. The ball popped out, but there was a penalty and targeting on the play, and he's going to have to leave the field and go into the protocol of whether he had a concussion. He's going to have to show he did not.
Kickoff. Kearis Jackson will let that one drop. Here's the hit again. Lewis Cine ejected for targeting on that hit right there on Kyle Pitts.
Yes, and then back up tight end, and it was the motion. There's 3 guys over here, 3 receivers. When Tony goes in motion, that means there's 2 there. So divvy it up. Look at all the adjustments by Georgia, but they don't adjust correctly. Costly. And the backup tight end, Gamble, says, I can do it. Not as pretty as 84, but I can do it.
There aren't too many that are as good as that guy. But Gamble made it look easy on the throw from Trask. And now let's see if Georgia has an answer. We seesaw in this game. Bennett to throw, and he's got his tight end and dropped it.
Dropped it.
John Fitzpatrick would have had a big gainer. Didn't take the ball with him.
Perfect call. Great execution. Fake the pitch. Fitzpatrick is wide open. He's not going to score, but it's a nice 20-yard gain and get you out of your own 25-yard line to answer. And now it's 2nd and long. It does appear Stetson's shoulder is fine, right?
That was a good throw.
Yes,
the one down the middle on the previous series was as well. Burton in motion for Georgia to the bottom of the screen on 2nd down and 10. Bennett going to go deep middle. Man out there. Just overshot Kearis Jackson.
Had an opportunity. You got to make a couple of those throws. This is one where this time Florida busts. No safety in the middle of the field, and you got a chance for a huge play, and we saw that in the Alabama game. He overthrew a guy deep down there, and this time he does it again. A play that is a touchdown cannot be made.
Now the situation Georgia did not want to put themselves in. 3rd down and 10. Bennett rushes getting to him. He got away somehow. Threw it to Zamir White, who got it across the 30, but Brad Stewart brought him down at the 31. And it's 4th down.
Well, for Georgia, it hasn't been pretty. Since they took a 14-0 lead, they've had 4 possessions, 4 punts, 1 first down.
And 1 interception return for a score, or they wouldn't have 21 points. So Camarda to punt. He'd like to really get a hold of one here to try to flip the field at the 7-minute mark of the quarter. And he did. Whoa, nice punt. Was it too good? Tony gathers it at about the 5, and Georgia's there to meet him. So the punt was deep. The coverage was excellent. Hudson got down there to make the tackle.
Back it up, back it up, back it up. They say stop at the 10, but when you're a big-time player, you think you can beat 3 or 4 guys. I don't know if you can beat 6 guys, though.
63-yard punt, which is just a yard shy of Camarda's longest of the year. Kyle Trask started 0 for 3. He's gotten a lot better since then.
Yeah, this one right here when he had the ball knocked out of his hand, the crossing route to Shorter was a beautiful play. Then he throws the, what some people call a 50-50 ball, and then a gift, a busted coverage by Georgia. 3 touchdowns in 3 different ways.
21 on the year. There's his numbers, and we're not even to halftime. He's going to throw again on a quick slant and got it complete out to the 19 to Shorter.
Well, this was all the way at RPO. This is a read all the way. He's reading those linebackers and 7, puts it into the running back's stomach, and watch him just look. Oh, the linebackers are up close. I'm going to go right behind him. That's modern football. How about that? First down from inside the 5. Yeah, just
all of a sudden you're at the 19, right?
Exactly.
Hand off to Tony, trying to reverse his field, doing a lot of moving, but going down at the 14. Nice job by Georgia's defense. Jermaine Johnson made the tackle. A little earlier, we asked you the Aflac trivia question. Kyle Trask on a roll. And who did he join in that group with 4+ touchdown passes in 4 straight games? Johnny Manziel, who won a Heisman. And Tua Tagovailoa, that almost won a Heisman. Pretty good company.
Yep. At least his college players.
Yep. 2nd and 13. Trask. And he's got a man. Breaking a tackle is Pierce. And Pierce has got a big gainer out near midfield.
Poor angle that time from the Georgia safety. He had him lined up, a running back on a pass. The receiver is looking back for the ball. He's got him in his sights. Misses the tackle. Every little thing against these great athletes, you got to square them up or they're going to just spin right out of it.
Got a man down way back in the end zone.
Yep.
Not sure how anybody ended up.
And you know what I'm not going to say? He wasn't in the play like I did last time.
Well, this is an offensive lineman who
right. I think he was in the play.
Must have walked back literally 20-some yards to end up on a knee in the end zone. I think it might be the right guard, Reese.
Yeah, Reese had a good block on that last drive when he got the knockdown block. And it's like his left shoulder's kind of just dangling there, doesn't it?
We had some bad shoulder problems so far today for everybody.
Oh, yeah, he runs out. He already popped it when he goes backwards.
He literally did go backward 15 yards or more before he took a knee in the end zone. Emory Jones is coming at quarterback. Kyle Trask comes out from the midfield stripe. Trask has 300 yards passing and 3 touchdowns, and they bring in Emory Jones from midfield. Looked like motion.
Get a motion penalty. Sometimes you wonder if you're putting a square peg in a round.
False start.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
Offense, number 56, 5-yard penalty. First down.
Now Jones' cadence may be different than Trask.
Of course
whatever,
it is. Of course it is. Trying to get, you know, a little different look for this Georgia defense, and it's not exactly the same for that offensive line. It's going to be 1st and 15.
Backs it up to the 45. Leave Jones in there.
And by the way, that's the first penalty of the game for this Florida team.
Jones is a Georgia native out of LaGrange. And 1st and 15, a run all the way for him. And he got about 7 straight up the middle. Major Burns, freshman safety, made the tackle. And Jones goes out. Trask comes back in.
Just remember that we've seen Emory Jones do that, come in and look like he's going to run that quarterback power, and he rears back and throws a play-action pass. So that could be a setup play for later.
Meanwhile, they're setting up again in Georgia territory at the 48-yard line, 2nd down and 8.
No pressure up the middle by this Georgia pass rush so far.
Trask throws on the run, completes it to Pierce. Pierce, pickup of about 8 more. Dan Mullen has been known as a quarterback whisperer, if you will. Alex Smith of Utah. Tim Tebow won the Heisman Trophy when he was offensive coordinator. Urban Meyer at Florida. Dak Prescott. He's had some pretty good guys to work with.
Yeah.
I think he's done the best job with this guy.
He sure has. I mean, a guy that they were really not counting on got the job because of injury. They're averaging 476 yards a game. But remember, they've run the fewest plays in the country, averaging just 63 a game. They're close 368 already in this football first half.
They're down at 2. Can Pierce get the first down? He does easily. Monty Rice will bring it down, but not before he gets to the 35-yard line.
Well, clearly the passing game and all the variations that this offense for Florida has allowed the running game to pick up important yards. Not huge yards, but important yards. I mean, you have to have it both against this Georgia defense, and obviously Florida does.
Again, Georgia missing some people. Richard LeCounte and Lewis Cine, who went out with a targeting call here in this quarter. But
up front,
you keep talking about them being, we keep talking about Georgia being the #1 defense. They got annihilated by Alabama, and they're getting ripped pretty good right here in the first half. Malik Davis that time. Short game.
Well, I mean, watch them on tape, they look good.
I know they do.
But so does
Florida. What did Alabama have? 564.
Well, they did, but the game was close for a while. But I will say this, in modern college football, offense wins. Period. Offense wins. If you're good on offense, we saw it last year in the SEC championship game with LSU. Georgia came in with a good defense. You've got to be able to score points modern football.
Number 11 looking a little bit like Joe Burrow did a year ago so far in the first half of the season for Florida. Trask throw over the middle, and Tony dropped it, had it right in his hands, looking to make a move, I think, and took his eye off the ball for a second. Georgia defense did a great job in the first couple of weeks. Tennessee, those were 2 quick strikes to Palmer from Garantano, and then Alabama, Mac Jones does what Mac Jones does. No touchdowns to Kentucky. And right now they're a touchdown down as Florida scored 4.
In the pregame show, I thought Rick Neuheisel made a good point. If you're going to beat Alabama, you better be ready to score points, because they're going to score points.
This is a big third down for Georgia at the 2.5-minute mark. Trying to get a stop. The 31 is Davis.
Call on 3rd and long, isn't it? They're going to go field goal here. I would assume they would.
Got a field goal kicker that's been good. He's been perfect so far anyway. Didn't play last week, but he's 5 for 5.
Just thinking out loud, I mean, if they have Pitts available, do they still run that play? Or is he thinking, you know, we're not as good without him. We're not as able to spread out that defense. I think I like the opportunity here for a 50-yard field goal, I guess.
Evan McPherson from 50. 5 for 5 on the year. His career long is 55, so he's got the range to try to add to the Florida lead. And he blasted that one.
Sure did.
50-yard field goal by McPherson, and the lead goes to 10. Kyle Trask, who's been huge, over 300 yards passing, and he said, we'll take 3 when we can get it. Florida by 10.
Good choice. Head and Shoulders gives you up to 100% dandruff protection.
I never do anything less than 100%.
Me neither. I make 100% of my leg days.
100! My hair looks this incredible, even in 100% humidity.
Take it up to 100 with clinically proven Head and Shoulders.
Hey, Pam! What's that?
New slices and sticks. Half pizza, half Italian cheese sticks. What's that?
Ice cream and butter hump.
An unexpected combination. Just $6.
Acres away!
Pizza, pizza.
Coming up, Adam, Rick, and BJ will have first half analysis and highlights from around the country on the Geico halftime report. Florida just went 64 yards in 10 plays again in a little over 5 minutes and got a 50-yard field goal.
So most of the Georgia fans after the Kentucky game was going, that was a good win. We kind of understand it. You ran the ball to get a win in that football game. But is that enough to beat Florida? Can we really do that? And no, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's not. They need to do more. So now you're in a 2-minute situation here. You know, I mean, the last 6 times Florida's had the ball, they have 4 touchdowns, a field goal, and a pick 6. Okay, so they haven't even had to punt here. They made 1 mistake. So do you let Stetson Bennett go here? Or do you say, let's get to halftime and figure something out when there's a lot more time? Remember, Florida gets the ball to start the second half.
Georgia has 75 yards passing. Kyle Trask has 312 yards passing.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Here's the starters that have gone down. Seen out for targeting. I don't think he would have played anymore anyway after that collision.
Right.
And Marcus Rosemy-Jacksaint, who scored on a 32-yard touchdown and a gruesome leg injury, who Jamie says has still hung around. And Marcus, we hope you get better in your rehab fast. And a nice touchdown catch, which gave your team the lead. Right now, Georgia's quarterback goes to work while Florida's can sit down and relax for a second.
You almost think you got to let him try it, but I tell you, one mistake by Georgia, the game could be over.
Bennett down the middle. Well, he had his guy, and Washington dropped it. Darnell Washington, the freshman tight end.
One of the things I was saying before is they got to help out the quarterback. I mean, you know, this is a walk-on quarterback. No one expected at Georgia this guy to be playing. He's hung in there. You know, one loss on the year. Make an argument they don't beat Arkansas without this guy. Right. But you got to come up with some tough catches. That's another catch they could have made to help the quarterback. Did not come down with the football.
Clock stop with 1:40. Georgia has 2 timeouts remaining. 2nd down and 10. Burton comes in motion for the line of scrimmage on the right side. Bennett trying to scan the field. He's not going to have enough time. Dropped. And it's Brenton Cox, and he'll celebrate that, I'm sure. Although his helmet came off and he might be done for a play. Former Georgia player gets the sack.
All right, I think it was a pretty good coverage. Playing zone defense, nobody really confidently to throw the ball, maybe late here, but by that time, the pass rush had already got to Stetson Bennett. He moves up in the pocket. Remember, when he moves up, those tall defensive linemen give him problems. That time he couldn't see, couldn't see Burton.
Cox did take off his own helmet. You saw it there, so he comes out for at least a play. 3rd down and 10.
Something safe, something to the outside, a screen, something, a little swing pass. Don't want him thrown over the middle right now.
They've missed their last 4.
They're taking time off the clock as much as they can. I'm surprised Florida isn't taking a timeout. I think Dan just says, I'll take 31 and go to halftime.
Now the play clock down to 3. Bennett going to go deep on the sideline for Landers, and he overshot him.
You can always, and listen, I'm not criticizing Stetson Bennett. He's doing as good as he can, but you can always, I was told when I was coaches, when you're throwing long on deep balls, you're a little bit nervous. You're trying to make sure you don't get a ball picked off. Yeah. You're just giving it a little bit. You know, throwing long is really being too conservative when you overthrow guys deep. So, you know, it's tough out here. It's a good, you know, a lot of at stake, and not a lot of experience for Stetson Bennett.
Jake Camarda after a great punt the previous time. This one.
That's going to be inside the 50-yard line, I think, Brad.
Short field for Florida with 2 timeouts remaining.
It is.
Ooh.
And that's when everybody, I don't know, you'd think that should be as easy
and
as
he
you
knew
can do it. Yep,
as soon as he hit
away.
It. That one was 40 yards shorter than the last one.
Yep. So now, even though there's 39, that's what I was wondering why Dan didn't take a timeout. And then he gets a break here now. 39 seconds, you're thinking another field goal right away here. Can I get a field goal out of this? Two timeouts for both teams.
The way number 11 is slinging it around, he might just let it rip here a couple times.
Oh, yeah. 4 wide receivers out there. Let's see if Georgia can get a little pressure and affect the quarterback here in the pass rush.
Kadarius Toney has not been a big factor in the passing game. He's in the slot on the left side. Trask back to throw. Throws short, and going to be Whittemore, who got, I think, a first down. They're going to move it. Yep, first down.
So Azeez Ojulari is a big-time pass rusher, but a good job being done by this Florida offensive line. Pushing him to the outside, that's good protection by Forsythe.
Ojulari leading the SEC in sacks. His little brother is second in the SEC in sacks. First down, 34 seconds. Trask, plenty of time, pumps once, throws late. Monty Rice breaks it up.
Yeah, he's going to get called for holding, though. That's a tough matchup for Monty Rice. He's got Kadarius Toney, and I don't blame him, grabbing anything he could.
Just when I said Toney hasn't been a factor in the receiving game, he draws the penalty.
Well, he hasn't in the 3 previous games against Georgia. Now, he's been nicked. He isn't what he used to be now. but he's had 6 touches for 25 yards coming into this game.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 32, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Now remember, you're a linebacker. You've got, maybe number 3 coming across, and oh, I got number 1, and I grab a hold, and it is the face mask. I'm grabbing anything I can, and it ends up being the face mask.
If he didn't get the face mask call, it would have been interference.
Yep.
So 30 seconds still remain. 2 timeouts for the Gators. Here's Malik Davis spinning his way down around the 18. See if Florida takes the timeout.
They did very quickly. Right, even before he hit the ground, Dan Mullen was calling timeout on that play.
They've got 1 remaining. 25 seconds remaining in the first half. Gators with a 10-point lead and looking for more. Gary, I think you already said it. Florida gets the ball to start the 3rd quarter. Here they are with 25 seconds remaining and looking for more before halftime.
Yeah, and you still got a timeout in your pocket, so you can call anything right here. No, excuse me, Brad. No blitzing so far and no pressure on the quarterback. Couple, but no sacks. Slight pressures, I'd say.
Trask has had plenty of time. Late throw to Tony, trying to bring him down. They do.
Another timeout.
A yard shy of the first down.
Well, we do know if Kyle Pitts was in this game, what would be called now? There'd be a jump ball in the end zone.
Yeah, right.
Tony, number 3, coming across again. This time they double him. They have a rat in the middle of the field. Instead of having 2 wide safeties, they stack the safeties. One as a crosser and one as the deep post.
Tyreek Stevenson shaken up. Been involved in that play.
Another one of those safeties.
Running out of defensive backs if you're Georgia.
Well, I know Monty Rice is going, I'm not going in there to cover that guy. Get that shoulder okay, because I'm not covering that slot. That ain't going to work. Another good throw, another good catch.
He held on for dear life and then had to just bulldog Tony over his shoulder, and then came up and said, I don't think my shoulder feels that good.
Remember, this Georgia pass rush has been effective and efficient against everybody, but it's been nothing today. Very quiet.
Came in number 1 in the SEC in sacks with 17. And Trask has just been sitting back there taking his time.
And even when they do get a push at him, it doesn't bother him. He doesn't feel that garbage in front of him. He just steps in and makes a calm throw.
He's calmly thrown it for 327 and 3 right now. Now they come with some pressure, but the ball goes to the end zone. Touchdown, Trevon Grimes.
My goodness.
Tyson Campbell was there, but the throw was perfect. The grab maybe even better.
6'3", Grimes. Remember, he played behind 4 NFL receivers last year. Gets his chance and makes the catch. So far, Georgia's dropping the balls. Florida is not.
At the beginning of the game, we highlighted Trevon Grimes because we said you can worry and double team about Tony and Pitts all you want, but the other guys over there aren't hamburger meat either, including this guy. An extra point upcoming for McPherson.
Remember what this Florida receiving group lost. Van Jefferson, Jonathan Swain, Tyreek Cleveland, and Josh Hammond, all in the NFL, and they've just reloaded with new receivers again.
Kyle Trask is going to head it to the 5G AT&T pylon cam to Grimes as he goes airborne. And a perfect throw and catch as you get this look at the 4th touchdown pass of the first half from Kyle Trask. And he now has 22 of them on the year. And he is one fired up quarterback as well he should be. That was a 48-yard drive in just 4 plays. Remember, Camarda's 23-yard punt set him up at the 48-yard line. It only took him 28 seconds and 2 timeouts to score again. And now it's 38-21 Florida.
And I will say, okay, when you throw the ball up to Kyle Pitts, you can just loft it up in a general direction. But that throw by Kyle right there, Trask, that was a perfect throw. That's what you work on every day. When you make that throw, you can throw it at any level and it's going to work. And Grimes just showed climbing up and catching it. That was perfectly thrown. A winning throw that defeated pretty good coverage.
5 straight games with 4 touchdown passes or more for Kyle Trask. Nobody's ever done that in this league. And it's halftime, not quite halftime.
So last year in this game, Florida only had 7 possessions. They've had 7 straight possessions where they've scored one way or another. One time for Georgia and the rest of the time for themselves.
Zamir White, who had a 75-yard touchdown the first time he touched it today, touches it on a kick return and gets it out around the 25-yard line.
One more look at what these guys do all summer, every day in practice. When they go into the kicking drills, they're down there throwing this back shoulder up as high as you can, and if it's not put in the proper place, you're not going to beat the good coverage that time. And Kyle Trask goes, whew.
Yeah. I think everybody in the stadium is doing the same thing. 6 seconds remaining. Georgia will take a knee here.
And the question again, where is he in the Heisman? Well, if he runs the table, right? Come on. If he beats Alabama, if he gets the SEC championship with these numbers, he's going to pull off a Joe Burrow here.
And he's got the crowd on his side. He's got a 17-point lead on his side. Wow, what a half between Florida and Georgia. It's the end of the first half. Get Jamie's interview with Coach Smart at SEC on CBS. But right now we take it to Zook and the guys in our New York studio.
Yeah, Ness, thank you. That interview a little different than it would have been up 14-0. Coming up on the Geico Halftime Report, we'll show you the thrilling return of the Pac-12 and a wild finish in Blacksburg after this word from your local station.